All right, there we go. Awesome. Okay, it works now. So the goal of today, well, the goal over the next few days. We're gonna stick to 3.5. And I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna convert a lot of the I'm just gonna work with it. So like for our time map, I'd like to make it more dynamic. The player, I think what's nice about the current version of our player is that it'll work in both 3.5 and 4.0 because we're not using one, we're not using signals, and the way we're communicating through like the states in the player, I mean between the states in the player, will be yeah, it'll work on both versions. I'm back to memory. Yeah. So I was thinking about it, and like the amount of work that I would have to do to convert to 4.0 seems like it's too much. I will work on certain things that like don't require that much work. Like, well, I mean, yeah, like the player I said, and I'll try to make the new mechanics as like dynamic as possible, just in case I'd like to switch to 4.0. But yeah, for the most part, I think we're gonna stick to 3. I'll still try to do the tutorials since yeah, like I guess the tutorial is more so for the player mechanics rather than like making a precision platformer like everything in a precision platformer. Like in terms of like new mechanics, 3.5 or 4.0, it doesn't really matter what version you're using, it's still applicable. But I think if I am going to continue with the tutorials, it will be on 4.0 just to, I don't know, just to follow that wave. How's YouTube 0 viewers? It's very delayed. Like I think on my stream it's usually more up to date than what's on my OBS. Like right now it's saying there's 2 viewers on YouTube, and 2 on Twitch. Oh, and there we go. Yeah, it updated. Alright. So, what's the game plan? So I want to brainstorm some mechanics. And if you guys have any ideas for cool platforming mechanics, let me know. I'll put you in the credits. So I had this cool idea of like, here, let me show it off a little bit. I was thinking of making like it's very similar to the zipline, but just in another fashion. And I was thinking like you hit an orb, and then that orb is connected to another orb. Actually, it's not connected to an orb, but you're forced to dash out. And we actually have this mechanic already where if you hit an object, it forces you to dash in a certain direction. But what I'm thinking to do is if there's input from the player, like by default, maybe it'll send you dashing like downwards, let's say. But if you're pressing like right on your D-pad, it'll force you to dash this way. And then there's like a 0.1 second, and then yeah, there's a 0.1 second delay or like a opportunity, and then you dash up here. Or you dash into this, and then this will dash you this way by default, but then you can make it go upwards and then, you know, go this way and then whatever you want, really. So I was thinking of doing that. I think that would be a really fun mechanic, and I was thinking like there'd be like really cool sounds involved. Yeah. I wonder if it'll be challenging though. By the way, this was like my shower thought. I was just taking a shower and I thought, oh, this might be a cool mechanic. Ask ChatGPT. That's actually not a bad idea. It's kind of stuck at the part where you climb the wall instead of jumping because I'm dumb. Maybe make it a little bit more clear. Yeah, it's really hard to like explain the mechanics without... Here, show me which one... Tell me when... actually, there's such a big delay in YouTube. But here, I'll run it. I'll call each room by their number, and then you just tell me which room it is. So we'll call this 1, 2... I hope it's not really far. This is 3, 4, 5. Was that any of these? Where you climb the wall instead of jumping? 3? Alright, 3. All right, yeah. So it's, dude, I don't know. Like, I try so hard to explain the mechanics to people. Oh my god, the volume here is so loud. Let's just lower everything. I needed like a mute button. So 3, you had issues with 3. All right. Yeah, I mean, 1, there should be a sign right here. I was only stuck for like 10 seconds. Oh, if you're only stuck for 10 seconds, then I think it's like, this is something that I find like, I don't know, like, okay, so if I had like a good if I had a reputation as a game developer as like, you know, hey, this guy actually makes decent games, I think people would give my game like, you know, they would give it a shot regardless if they sucked at it or not. So like, you know, if you got stuck on a level for like, let's say a minute, and you didn't like the game developer or you didn't know the game developer, you would probably quit the game right then and there, you know, return the game or whatever you want to do. Whereas like if it was like a popular game, let's say like, well, we could say like Celeste, or we could say an even more popular game like Dark Souls, where you are expected to die a lot, then you'd probably keep going until you won. So like, that's like my main issue, is that like it's really hard to explain how a level is supposed to go, without having like signs or some sort of tutorial, or like, you know, and I honestly, what I should have done for that room is moved, oops. I should have moved this sign that's right here to down here. I think you should make a button on the bottom right. At the bottom center for that part. So putting like the climb button in the center. To like what, make it more obvious? I wonder how that would look like aesthetically. I would have to redo the. I actually don't remember if I have the buttons working properly. Let me see. I don't think they work perfectly just yet. Let me see. Yeah, because by default, like, okay, E is right here. Well, actually, the climb button is the right click if you're on the. Let's see. Yeah, so you can see here. I guess this is not really as obvious. I wonder if having something in the center. I could also maybe include text right here, just saying, like, to make it even more, more obvious instead of having a sign right here. I could just say, like, climb wall. I love the background. Glad you like it. I do have to fix the ghosts. The ghosts are kind of crappy. So this wasn't even the plan, but it is a problem for sure. I think having a sign here might be good enough. Definitely the sign. Here, let's do that now, so we can just get it over with. So right now, I think let's copy and paste this, and I'll add the sign to this room instead. Look how Hollow Knight does it. How does Hollow Knight do it? Hello. Let's throw this in here. Like so. Middle bottom? Oh, okay. Maybe I will do that. Let's see. Hollow Knight UI or HUD. Interact. Oh, I see. It would be more obvious. The right corner is a little odd. You might be right about that. BP Grillo, how's it going, man? Search for the start? What do you mean? Like gameplay? Yeah, I get it. I think actually it doesn't look bad at all. And what I'm thinking now is, right, like, if we look at my HUD currently, what I do is I have, like, it looks a little ugly in the editor, but basically, I think signs don't fit. Couple few mins of the game, not including cutscenes. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, signs are like, I didn't like signs either, but I think I need them, unfortunately, for people who just need a little bit extra, like a little bit of extra information. So yeah, currently I move everything based like interactions, or yeah, interactions are here, and then the climb button is here. Maybe we could just throw everything into the bottom middle. I won't do it today, but that's actually a good idea. So here, let's do this. We'll say fixes. We'll say move all button interactions to the bottom center. Okay. New mechanics. So we have the force dash. I don't know what to call this. We'll call this force dash plus. I'll just say updated force dash. Maybe you could make a ghost of the player doing it or something. I actually thought of that in the past. I couldn't. Well, one way I was trying to do it was by implementing like a video of the gameplay. Otherwise, I would have to like code the like some sort of bot doing it, like doing the mechanic, or maybe like have some sort of like recorded gameplay get put into like a ghost type player. But yeah, yeah. I think that's a good idea, but I think it would be too complicated for the scope at the moment. But it definitely is a good idea. Hey, how's it going, Octo? Octobits. You know, I noticed a lot of streamers call you Octoblitz. Like, I guess it's out of like habit, or like, you know, they just see your name and they automatically assume Octoblitz. Soon waiting on my tea. Yeah, I was waiting on my tea. So yeah, well, I do like the idea, but it'll have to be like a future mechanic. Yeah, I'll even write it down. Future mechanic, or if you, it's not really a mechanic, it's a feature. We'll say recorded player gameplay. for tutorials. Okay. Another way we could do it is maybe by having signs that just show like what mechanic to do. Instead of writing it out, it'll be like, hey, climb this, like, you know, it'll be like hieroglyphs where it's like, you know, climb wall, press input button. And might be held to make out, but Google Ori and the Will of the Wisp burrow mechanic. Burrow. Now, let's see. What's burrow? How to dig?
Hello everyone, Johnny Hurricane here
This
from GamersHeroes.com, and today I'll be going over where to find the dig
Finally got-
ability in Ori and the Will of the Wisp.
This is a pretty cool mechanic.
Let's
I
get
actually
started.
saw another game that someone DM'd me a video game. Let me see if I can find it. Actually, that's not a bad idea for a. Here, let's write that down. Dig ability. So this dig ability. Here, wait, let me see that. Because technically, this is kind of like Celeste's. You know, well, it's a lot different actually. It's kind of a combination of Celeste's. You know, the what is it called? You know, when you dash through those like galaxy blocks and it like pushes you through, and then you have an extra dash. It's kind of like that, but not really, because you have full motion inside. But yeah, it's a cool idea. I like it. I like it. But the main reason why I want new mechanics is because I don't want to look like Celeste's game. So I'm trying to like find out better mechanics. But I think this is a good idea as long as I expand on it. Similar to like Ori, or like how Ori did it. Which is, you know, you have a full range of motion while you're inside. But then it's also similar to Celeste's, you know, that yellow banana thing, the leaf thing, where when you hit it, you have full motion. I mean, it's similar, but not the same. Where it's like a combination of the two. I'll probably implement it if we can't find other mechanics too. Celeste did yeah, they honestly did. It's like frustrating because like everyone's always like, hey, this is a Celeste clone, and I'm like, yeah, but like Celeste did everything. Like, what am I supposed? What is there left to do? You know. But I mean, if you just create your own version of it, I think it's fine. So yeah. Does Celeste have an ice mechanic in? Yeah, they do have an ice mechanic. Does Celeste have an ice mechanic in Celeste? They have like an ice and fire mechanic. It's like later on they implemented it, I believe. Celeste, ice mechanic. So I mean, there's different ways to implement ice. Like, this is not the only way. Basically, you hit these objects and it switches between lava and ice. So certain objects can like hurt you or harm you when they're lava, and then when they're not lava, when they're ice, they like bounce you or something. And same with like the ice objects hurting you and the lava objects not hurting you, or not not necessarily not hurting you, but like doing harm or like getting in the way. Damn, Celeste is the most polished game I've ever seen in terms of art. Yeah. Maybe. Oh, is that a tail? I've never seen that. It is pretty polished. Hollow Knight is quite good as well. Yeah, Hollow Knight was pretty... I mean, yeah, polished is... I think it's easy to polish a game. Like, you know, the standard of your polish goes down... or like, you know, the minimum requirement of your polish goes down depending on like the resolution of your game. So like, to polish my game is a lot easier than to polish a 3D game or like a 16 by 16 game. I actually, yeah, like my game is technically 8 by 8. Like each block is 8 by 8. Actually, technically so is Celeste, but they, most of their art looks like 16 by 16 art. It's hard to explain. Maybe you can make enemies that shoot bombs that push you. So that's kind of similar to... I wonder... I mean, it could... That could work. Let's write it down. Enemies that shoot bombs that push you. Getting a lot of ideas today. Platformers in general are very polished. Yeah, I would agree with that. I feel like people that make platformers, or like, yeah, good platformer, you could definitely tell when a game is polished by looking at a platformer. You could have angels shooting light. Angels shooting. Can you elaborate a little bit? Platformers have to be polished because the market is so saturated. I would say yes, but also platformers I feel are the least, like, not the least saturated, like niche. I think that title goes to like Metroidvanias or Bullet Hells. Because I think personally, I think what am I trying to say? Platformers are harder to make because there's so much polish required, and I think most people aren't good at polishing because most game developers don't go past, you know, like usually most most solo developers you know, just stick to like RPGs and stuff, and they usually overscope their game, so they're never able to finish, and a platformer requires a lot of like dedication. I'm not trying to sound pretentious or anything like that. It's just from my experience. Shooting a beam of light which slows the... So kind of like the eyeball. But I think having a projectile would look cooler. Okay, let's say... Flying... enemy... that shoots... something... at the player... to slow them. I think these mechanics, or like even this mechanic and the eyeball mechanic, they're gonna be very similar, but I think that's okay. What the hell? Where's my... I feel like my frame rate just dropped on my monitor. When it comes to movement, it's gonna be a little hard because like every character, like there can't be any sort of random movement for the most part. It has to be kind of, what's the word? Like the responses have to always be the same. So like if I spawn right here, the enemy has to shoot at me like this way. They can't like predict my movements or something, or guess at what my movement is going to be. Or if they do guess at my movement, it has to be, you know, static. Like the same prediction has to happen every time. I think grappling hooks with set grappling points will fit your. You know, I actually thought grappling hooks would also work. I just could never figure out a good way to implement it. I will write it down. Maybe like over time, staring at the same lines of code will help, or you know, staring at the new mechanic might help. So we'll write that down. Grappling hook. If you've ever played Shovel Knight, there's like this thing that they used to do where like I forgot which one it was. I think it was the dude with the scythe, where like there would be a lamp somewhere, and then you could hook onto the lamp, but it wasn't really hooking on. It was more like you could see an interaction with it, and then you could like it was kind of like a dash, or like you would attack through it, and then it would push you through the lamp onto another thing. And I think that's the only, I don't know, but I feel like that's the only way a grappling hook would work. It also sounds weird that grappling hook would be on a ghost-like character. So I don't know, but I will keep it there in case we could figure out a better way, or like a different type of grappling, like maybe not a grappling hook, but like a, you know, a ghost rope or something. I don't know. Like, I like the word like. Nice, yeah. Okay. I think we've got a bunch of mechanics. If you have any more ideas, let me know. I'll just write them down. For now, I think we're gonna start working on the 4 stash mechanic. There's so much to do. So, here, I'm also gonna just write some. What is fixes? Move all buttons to the center. Okay, another thing that I want to do is make a dynamic tilemap. Make a dynamic tilemap, because this is something that works with Godot 4, but since we're going to stick to 3.5, I'm going to have to make our own version of it. I don't think it'll be that difficult. It's just that every time we want to create a new object, we just have to create a reference towards it, to it. So like, let's say we want, I mean, spikes would be pretty easy. I think what I would do is, let's say we go into our room, we have like, you know, a traps node, we have an objects node, a doors node. For each of these objects, or I think like specifically for objects and traps, what I would do is I would just turn this into a tilemap, and then for every type of object that I want to add to the game, I would add it to the tilemap. It should be relatively simple. Do I have any plans for the cost of the game? Yeah, currently it's $10. That's the plan. If that's too much, I'll do 5, but I'm hoping 10 is a fair price. But yeah, I'm also seriously considering 5, just to get like more sales and more people interested in the game. Okay, let's actually start working on the new dash mechanic. So we actually already have a 4 stash. 4 stash box. So this is our current mechanic, and I'll just throw it into the game. But what I'm thinking to do is use line 2Ds to draw it, because for every point we're gonna need them to connect to each other. And what I think the dash is going to do is it's just going to force you to dash until you hit something. So you're going to have like a really extended dash, go hit an object, and then react with that object. And either it's going to be a spike, or it's going to be a spring, or whatever we want it to be. All right, so let's go into... So it's actually going to be very similar to our zipline mechanic. Although, what we're going to do instead is, instead of having these lines here, at every point of our line, it's going to create a new instance of like this object, and they'll just communicate to each other. But another thing that I could technically do is separate these objects. That way we have like more freedom to design it in any way we want. I'm trying to think what is the best approach. Yeah, I think we'll stick to this. We'll have to add like some sort of area 2D or something. Maybe I could just I could add a raycast here for fun. Like we'll put it on x equals 50 and put this on 0. And we'll just keep rotating it. That's usually what I do. I just rotate it. And based on the rotation, that's the direction it'll shoot us in. We could even do diagonals. But if I wanted to do diagonals, I would have to include like an export value, which I don't think I want to do. So yeah, we'll leave it like this. Like this. Gonna play your game to think of ideas. All right. Force dash box. So I don't think I'm gonna keep this force dash box, or like this mechanic. I don't think I'm going to keep in the game. Specifically, what I'm going to do is, actually, we could make it maybe keep it this way. Activate. Let me see how it communicates with the player. I think the player handles its own collisions. So let's go to player 14. Let's go into dash. So we could match the state. Oh, we can also match just any parameter, really. We could say, like right now we're matching underscore state, but we're not bound to states. We could do just like anything. We could just say, you know, force dash. The main issue now, whoops, is that eventually I want to rewrite all of this, and it's like, I don't know, it's 2,000 lines, 2,500 lines worth of me rewriting, and I don't know when I'm going to do it. I mean, we are currently doing it, like from the previous videos that I've been doing, or the previous streams, so eventually maybe I'll just keep working on that off stream, and then eventually we'll just port over everything to our new player version. Can you help me? What can I do when I? Wait, I want to reset my Epic Games password, but I haven't access to my email. I don't know, man. You could try maybe contacting. If you've ever bought a game from them, maybe. Yeah, if you've ever bought a game from Epic Games, maybe you can communicate with them. I remember that helped me once. I remember I lost my RuneScape password, and yeah, using my credit card, they were able to give me back my account. But that was a long time ago. Okay, force dash. So this is more so a proof of concept because we do have to rewrite this, but it could still be in the game. Like it's not inefficient enough where, like I could write this and it'll be perfectly fine. It's just ugly, and I hate using this version of the player. But let's do it anyway. Okay. So while this is happening, our dash direction is going to equal. Let's see. I'm actually trying to think what is what's the best way to communicate with the player. We could say current object, but that doesn't really help. When do we reset dash direction? Let's see. Does it happen here? Dashing. see, enter dash. Okay, so we do have this force dash if statement. What we could do is on force dash, right now we're doing states.dash if force dash, we do dash on states.dash, but what we could do instead is we could do states dot we could just include dash here, force dash. And then force dash box dot animate. I don't like this here, but we'll fix this pretty soon. So let's just see what it looks like. Nothing is actually currently happening, so let's go back into our dash here, and we're gonna copy this dash direction. It should equal whatever our last direction is. So it's actually going to require some sort of input. So depending on here, let me like try to paint this. Basically, we'll go from, we enter this box, there's going to be a 0.2 second delay, so maybe we'll enter the neutral state. If nothing is inputted, it's going to force the player to dash in whatever our rotation is currently. So by default, it'll be vector2.right. But if there's vector2.up being pressed, it'll force us to dash upwards or into any direction. And there's going to be maybe like, I want to say there might be like a second circle around, and then depending on your input, like depending on the timer, like within the 0.2 seconds, it'll head to this direction, or if you're pressing up input, within those 0.2 seconds, it'll head up to this direction, or wherever you press, really. So let's see if we could do that somehow. Okay. Oh, we do have a force dash direction. Let me see. Dash direction. But we have to introduce like the neutral states. I think when you enter this up, dude, there's so many like edge cases that are gonna pop up from this, and now I'm wondering like maybe I should just rewrite everything now, like rewrite the player states and stuff, because there's gonna be so much, man. Here, let me go back to enter state. Yeah, because I think I want to put it in the neutral state, not in the dash state. And then it'll grab its input from the dash state. Where the hell is it? Oh, okay, right here. Yeah, so I think what we'll do first is I think I'm just going to rewrite the entire player. There's no point, like, if I'm going to be implementing new mechanics, I might as well make a better structure for all of this. So we'll do that today. We'll start working on it today. And it's basically just me going back into the Godot 4 version and implementing it to our new player. Let's just grab the, where is it? Where's the, here, we'll throw it into this room here. Force dash, I just want to see it. Force dash box. And I'll just I think we could just rotate this like 90 degrees and it'll force us to dash downwards. Same with this. Set this to 270. See what it looks like. So yeah, this is what our force dash looks like. It's kind of similar to the sounds are similar to our portal. But yeah, we're gonna make it a lot stronger. Like, it's gonna force you to dash like all the way up to the end. Same with this one. And I think we can. Oh, and yeah, this also grabs our input. So depending on where we are, so like you can see by default it shoots me up, but if I press down, it makes me go down, or if I press left, it makes me go left. You already got it in the game? No. I wrote this in the past. No, this was a mechanic that existed already. We're just updating it to actually work in the game. There's no visual indicator of how this works just yet, but I'm thinking we'll have like an extra orb on the outside, or maybe an extra orb on the inside to show which direction we're going. Yeah, I think there's no point in expanding on this mechanic before I rewrite the player, unfortunately. Like, so what I'm going to be doing is we're going to be doing the marathon jam. And within the marathon jam, I think I'm just going to redo the entire player, redo the entire tile map, and we're also going to be doing level design. Like, that's the main goal of this jam. So for 1 month straight, I'm probably going to go... I'm hoping I'm going to go, like, super hardcore. Oh, someone posted. What are your goals? Too much tomato. I'll have to respond to this. You can have varied threats. Spikes are getting a little old. That's true. We could do like I don't know, like Celeste red orbs. Those red dudes that I'm kidding. I don't think we'll copy Celeste, but yeah, varied threats is a good idea. Varied threats. Okay. Alright, let's go into making a new version of our player. I think I'm gonna try to just grab everything from no, it's not gonna import correctly. We'll just have to create the scene ourselves. Okay, so I'm gonna go into scenes here. Let's go scenes. I'm gonna open this folder, and we don't have a player scene just yet. Let me see, where's player saved actually? Player 14 is saved under entities, which is fine, but yeah, we're gonna make it. Let's go into entities. Open folder. Oh, we do have a player, and we have a state manager script here for some reason. I don't think I ever used this. Let me see, what is this? State manager. The hell is this? Okay, this is like super outdated. I'm just gonna delete the script, to be honest. Wait, I hope this is not a autoload, right? No, okay. This is being used by player 15. Who the hell is player 15? Oh, we tried implementing something, but I kind of just skipped it. I think what I have to do is I just have to make this from scratch. So yeah, let's just delete this. I don't think player 15 is ever going to be used. State manager, and let's get rid of this. Yes, okay. So let's go into entities. Wait, what the hell? Where's player? Or, not player. Scenes, entities, player. Alright, let's do it all in here. We'll do so they're called character 2Ds, but in Godot 3 it's kinematic body 2Ds. It'll all work the same for the most part. I don't think the only thing that's really going to change, the only difference I've noticed is obviously they have a new velocity variable. So running move and slide is going to be different. What else is going to be different? Signals, but I tend to avoid signals, so probably won't have too much of that. And the way they communicate, like the states that the way they communicate with the player should be the same. So I won't be too worried. Multiple players? No, there's not multiple players. It's just multiple versions of the player. Hey, might join the gem? Yeah, definitely join the gem. It's a lot of fun. Like, it's basically just it's mostly for motivation. You have 1 month to just do whatever you want. You could either expand on a current project, which is what I'm doing, or like do a completely new project. And I will say, like, I mean, as long as you're like participating in the community or participating in the gem, I don't know, like genuinely, you'll get really good feedback. Or like that's what I've gotten. Like I share whatever like my progress was. I give feedback to other people. They give me feedback, and it's usually a good experience. I'm trying to finish a demo. Yeah. If you're trying to do a demo, if you're trying to finish a demo, that's literally what the gem is for. It's like it forces you to finish your game, or like to release some version of your game. Maybe a black orb that shoots you downwards. Oh, that wouldn't be a bad idea. That would be like that's more of like you said like a trap, right? You were saying threats. Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad threat, actually. Are you going to transfer your game to Godot 4? No. So what I'm going to do is I'm sticking to Godot 3 for this game, but what I'm going to do instead is I'm making an open source version of the game, and that's all going to be in Godot 4. So I don't know if I'm putting too much work on myself, because I have to work on this, and I also have to make Godot 4. But I think I'm gonna do it in a way where transferring the versions won't be too difficult. Or honestly, I'll probably rewrite it for both. Like I'm writing it right now for Godot 3, and then whenever I write it in Godot 4, I'm gonna do a YouTube video, or that's what I've been doing. So yeah, there's gonna be a YouTube video on the Godot 4. Why make an open source version? Because I want to. There's no other reason. Alright, let's just add our sprites now for the sake of having sprites. Let's add a node, regular node. Oh, yeah, there we go. Node, this is going to be our states. But the open source version is just the free version of the game. So the thing is, the open source version is not going to, it's going to have the mechanics. It's not going to have the actual game. So the open source is just, how the player works, maybe a few tutorial levels and stuff like that, and you could do whatever you want with that. Whereas the game itself has the level design, it has the assets, it has, everything. I'll give you some player scripts. How do you combine them? I'm good on players. I think actually programming player mechanics is like probably my best skill, I would say. Not to sound pretentious, I've been doing it for a while, so I think I'm fairly decent at it. Okay. Let's throw in. This is gonna be so much work. Everything that I want to do right now, in this game is just gonna be so much work. But I think if we prep enough, I mean, like we're doing the game jam, so I might as well, you know, suck it up and get shit done. Okay, entities, player, and we'll call this, yeah, player scene. On top of that, we're gonna want to save this. We don't actually need a scene for this, but we will add a state script to this. And on top of that, we're gonna add some states really soon. Let me just add some sort of sprite sheet to our player. Actually, we're not gonna be using our sprite sheet. We're gonna be using different sprites. So like for now, let's just grab let me see, like an idle animation. Hopefully it's this one that works. Player RPNG. Is this it? I should be making a player mechanic for my game, but I'm using your stream as an excuse. Are you also working on Godot? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. 11. And I think, dude, I don't know if I should make this offset here. Like usually I put it in the center. I wonder if I should keep it that way. Keeping everything on the center here is, we'll keep it on the center for now. I'm just trying to think if there's ever a reason to want it offset. You know, I think I want to have it offset. Oh, wait, no. Our sprite sheet is so big, though. Like, it's, what, like 16 by 16? Or... is this 16 by 16? 20, I think it's 24 by 24, actually. Let's see. Yeah, okay. Having an offset of, like, 20, like... yeah, we're gonna keep it centered. Figuring out where the bottom of the player is going to be is gonna be a little weird. Let me look at our player here. I've never noticed it being an issue. I guess we just moved it up a little bit. Like, you can see it's not really centered here, but yeah, we could just do this. Or we could throw it up here. Like, this could be... I think this is actually better. At least it's on the x-axis. It's a little bit more clear. Can you please advise video tutorials on cutscenes or Godot, or in Godot, or just explain in simple terms how it works? I have a lot of problems with this. Cutscenes in, like, do you want to make a, like... There's so many ways to go about it, and I've never actually made my own cutscene. Usually what I do is my cutscenes are either in the beginning of the scene, so I just create a new scene inside my game, and then I code the scene in there, or I have like dialogues, and dialogues is just placed on the HUD of the screen, and it's just communicate. It's like it has its own. Let me see here. We have like a. Do I use this dialogue resource? I actually don't think I use this. I think we use. Here, let me see. I think we use our level manager. I think cutscenes are best in an animation player. So yeah, unless it's an I would probably agree with that, but it's like a matter like I wonder if Slemmy is asking like how do you transition between gameplay and a cutscene? Like like what state do you put your game in when you want to play a cutscene? Octobits, rating with a party of 1. Thank you, man. You're back. I thought were you streaming this whole time? Like, what was going on? You were like, oh, you only streamed for 20 minutes. I see. But yeah, let me know what you're trying to do. Like, are you trying to make a cutscene where there's like an animation where, like, you know, there's gameplay and then you go into a different scene and then there's an animation and then you want to go back into the same exact scene? Because another thing that you could do is you can also just switch between scenes without having to delete them. But yeah, it really depends on like what exactly you're trying to get done. I'm gonna go play Lurking. Alright, sounds good. Okay, let's make a player script. Let's make oh, we got our sprite. We'll keep the sprite the same way, like this for now, while we're coding the mechanic. And I'm going to try to replicate what we did in Godot 4. I think our hitboxes we're gonna want to leave like this. And we're gonna add a bunch of node 2Ds, or just nodes. Okay, so we're gonna have the idle, idle, move, jump, and if you watched my streams recently, you'll notice I've done this already like 3 times already. Which sucks. Dash. Oh, we need a fall state and we need a slide state. Okay. I'm wondering if I should do a climb state. We in the YouTube video that I was working on, I removed the climb state, and we just put everything in the slide state. Like all movement within like collision with the wall was done on the slide state. Hey, how's it going, Grumble? So we're like struggling between Godot 4 and Godot 3. I decided I'm gonna stick to Godot 3, but I will be refactoring the player. I'm just gonna rewrite everything for the player. But what I plan on doing is like making it as like I want to make the code as close to 4.0 as possible, so that if I do ever plan on switching to 4, it'll be a lot easier. But yeah, we're gonna stick to Godot 3. I just create an enum. The reason why I'm using nodes is because there's just so much code, and I want to use different scripts here. I mean, you could use enum and then run different scripts, but I kind of like using nodes because it just makes like saving variables onto, like, you know, let's say I want like a specific variable in the move state or a specific variable in the slide state. It just makes communicating with or like transitioning between different states a lot easier, because like that's how it looks on like, you know, I did this for each of our states originally, but yeah, like, I mean, look how many states we have. There's just so much, and I plan on adding more. So yeah, with all of these states, it's just gonna be overwhelming. And I mean, like, look at our code. Like, we have. Oh, this is not even that much. This is only 2,000. It's not even that much. This is 2,500. So yeah, it gets really crazy. So I'd rather do it this way. And I think it'll force me to be more organized. Okay. So I think we could just open 4.0 and we could just throw in all of this code. Another thing that I want to Google something. Here, wait. I want to look up something really quick. Give me a second. We'll open up our. Which one was it? This one. I do want to look up one thing. When it comes to grabbing variables, I don't know what is the best approach for this. Let me see. underscore velocity. Last name player, no. Let me look up Godot state machine. I remember there was like a advanced state machine. I remember seeing this.
As always, links to
The thing is, I remember watching this video and thinking like this is not as advanced as I think I'd like it, but let me see. Let me look at it as player. Oh, states. So let's look at, let's say, the move animation. So he connects all of his nodes this way. I kind of like our approach a little bit more. Oh, he returns this. Okay. Okay, wait. If not, player is on floor. Okay, so yeah, he kind of just like directly grabs values from the player, which I think is a pretty valid approach. I understand your your dilemma with the player code splitting. Yeah. And it's just like when you're making a platformer, it's gonna get so like, I mean, I'm sure you know, like if you start introducing more and more features or mechanics, it just expands, like almost, it feels like it expands exponentially. Like the transitions between states and yeah, like communicating with other nodes and stuff like that. It just gets really crazy sometimes. So I want to make sure that like this is the last time, the first and last time that I'm ever going to rewrite the player code. I think Celeste, they actually have everything that controls the player in one script. Yeah, they do. I know they did it in, like, their code was like 2000. Well, you know what's crazy about the Celeste code is that I feel like I'm pretty sure at this moment mine is already, like, my code is already much longer, not much longer, but longer than theirs. But I wonder if they're just better, like they're better at efficiently writing their code, because that's more than likely. Because I think the Celeste, I remember they like made an open source version of their player, or they released their player, and it was like, I want to say 2,000 or 3,000 lines of code, maybe even, somewhere in the thousands. And yeah, but yeah, what is it? Are they using C#, or C++? I don't remember, but they have brackets and stuff, so like obviously that takes up more space. So yeah. Trying to think. Player.velocity. Oh yeah, we should definitely use velocity now. Because 4.0 uses velocity, it'll make our life easier just to keep these values as velocity. I usually use motion, like player.motion, .y or whatever here. But yeah, we'll use velocity. Return states dot, all right, I think we're good here. Get movement input. I wonder. Yeah, they're grabbing movement here. I wonder if maybe I should do this in every state instead of how it's happening currently. Like right now, what I do is I grab it in the player, and then we grab the play. I think having it in the player is good. Player input. Okay. It was one hell of a convert. So you went from 3.5 to, you converted from 3.5 to 4.0. I thought you started out in 4.0. I see. I don't think I started following you, and like I didn't know about you until recently, obviously. But all right, let's do this. I'm gonna go into Well, this is our old. I mean, we could copy most of this. Oh, let's make a state script as well. We also need to save all of. I wish there was like a hotkey for saving everything as a branch. You know, I just realized maybe I could just save this entire thing as a scene, and then we can mess with this all the time. I'm usually not this slow when it comes to code, like working on their game, but I'm really trying to figure out like all of our like edge cases right now, so I don't have to worry about it later. Idle, move, jump. Here, we're gonna save each one as a scene. And I'm like, where the hell is scenes? Am I blind? I'm blind. I'm so blind. Where is it? Right here. Entities, player, scene. Okay. Hopefully it saves that. That's it. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Changed over around beta 10 and it was awful. There were so many bad bugs. Yeah, I tried converting to 4.0 and there was just too much. Yeah. And I was thinking of switching to 4.0, but I thought, you know, there's not much I have to gain from 4.0. So I'm just going to stick to 3.5 and, you know, I think I'm going to have to code my own version of the tile map where like yeah, we'll have to add some scripts so that we make level editing a little easier on ourselves. And I think that's going to be like, besides reworking the player, I think that's the only thing that I'm going to be concerned with is making a better tile map. Who knows? Maybe my tile map will be better than 4.0's tile map. Okay. Oh. So adding the script doesn't... Oh, here, let me see. Oh, loading it works, though. Okay. So we have to go into each of these and just load them. All right, so we have slide, fall, jump, move, and idle. And we'll add dash right now too. I should also make the states script. So let's do that. Or state script. New script. State.gd. Oh, but should be in our player. Oh my god. Here, let's be faster with this. Entities, player, state.gd, create, and we just want to make sure that each of these extend state. And I'm just gonna duplicate this and we'll make the dash state here. And we'll throw dash in here. And we're also going to need, I'm just going to create all of our states now. So we have the idle, move, jump, fall, slide, dash, and we're going to also make a neutral state. And I think maybe our neutral state will be like all encompassing. So for every object that we collide with, our neutral state will handle like, you know, teleportations. It'll handle, there'll be like sub-states within our states. So like, the neutral state will have the teleport state within it. It'll have the, what else? The force dash. It'll have the zipline state. Yeah, it just makes our life a little easier. Okay, so let's throw in neutral. Or here, I'm gonna just duplicate this. Call it neutral. Or what's a better word for neutral? Maybe we'll stick to neutral. Neutral. Synonym. Impartial, unbiased, objective. Here, we'll just stick to neutral. One of them maybe being performance. Dome Keeper. That's the... I remember seeing that game. Yeah, okay. Oh, I didn't know Dome Keeper was made with Godot. Pretty cool. Jotson? Who's Jotson? I don't think I've heard of Jotson. What is this? Big Godot streamer. I'm surprised I haven't heard of him yet. But I would say I'm still relatively new to the streaming game. Or like, I don't know, it's been like 6 months or 7 months, something like that. Okay. So we got our neutral state. Let's add the... Oh. What was it? States.gd. State.gd. Okay. And I think we could, for the most part, copy everything over, but the player script, actually, yeah, let's look at our player script real quick. We want our input. Let's grab all of this. And what's nice about using this version of the game is that we already have, like, we're not going to be using move, right? We're just going to say, here, let's see. I forgot what I called it, actually. In our input map, up, left, down, yeah, it makes our life a little easier. Right. Left. Up, down, jump, did we call it dash or did we call it something else? Dash, climb, activate. We could put climb input. I mean, activate input. But we won't be worried about it just yet. I'll make the func controller logic because that's going to be important pretty soon. Oop, controller logic. Okay. Movement input. Let's make that. What else do we need? Get next to wall. We'll write all of that pretty soon. Let's get all of this. Okay. What else? Speed. Yeah, we're gonna ignore all of this. We're gonna grab this from our original player. This we will need, but this is also in our original player, so we'll throw this. Let's just open up player 14. We'll grab all these values. So let's put these next to each other. Let's see, momentum, friction, gravity. Grab this. Player input. Call this physics. Godot is holding you up. Oh, damn. Godot is holding me up. You know how many times I've rewritten the player movement in the last week? I think I've rewritten player like 3 times. Controller logic. Did I spell? What's going on here? Controller logic. Controller. Just use Unity? There's no way. Nothing against Unity, but there's no way I'm ever switching to Unity. Like, switching to Godot 4 was already hell. There's no way I'm gonna switch into an entirely different engine. Not because I'll teach you the ways. No, I'm good. Not that like I said, not that there's anything wrong with Unity. It's just like for me to switch to Godot, for me to switch to Unity would be hell. Okay. But Unity is so east. It's not a matter of being hard or not. Like Godot is not hard either. Like nothing is wrong with either engine. It's just like to get you, dude. You know how like I don't even want to talk about it. It would be so frustrating. Here, we'll grab this. Current state. We need all of these variables actually. Oh yeah, we don't use ats on anymore. Onready var states is equal to states. Raycast is equal to raycast. We don't actually have raycast. You know what's nice though is that we actually don't need a reference. We should though. Yeah, let's add it now. Let's add a child node. Or this will be a node 2D. Call it raycasts. We'll throw it up here. Animation player. Might as well make it now. Throw this up here. And sprite is equal to sprite. There we go. Collision shape we'll leave down there. Art code workflow, it would take too much time. Yeah. Like, you know, the what's it called? Like tutorial phase, or like it's like the first aspect of game development. There would be just too much. No, I've already spent so many, not so many years, but like what, like 2+ years. I think I'm close to like I'm over 3 years of messing with Godot, so yeah. I've used Unity before, and I have no intention of ever going back. Yeah, I did use Unity in high school. Like I made like a really simple game when I was in high school, but that was such a long time ago. I don't think I ever gave it a fair shot, but yeah, I love Godot. I don't think I'd ever switch. Unless for some reason I had to, like, I don't know, if I had to make, like, if there's some other game that I really wanted to make that, you know, Godot didn't have the capability of doing. But yeah, every game that I would like to make can definitely be done with Godot. Another, I don't want to say, it's not really an issue with Unity, but like the learning curve of Unity is much steeper than Godot's learning curve. Okay, I commented it out, pass. Pre-jump window timer. I don't think I use this. Oh, we do. Okay, we use this in our timers. Okay. This ready function is going to be very similar, so let's grab that. I think by the end of this stream, we should at least replicate what we had in 4.0. So let's do that. Ready. Actually, I could just probably paste all of this here. For states and states.getChildren, state.states. Okay, so let's go back into state.gd, and we're just going to say var states dot, what did I call it again? Or var states is equal to null, or yeah, var states is equal to null. Var player, we needed a reference to that, so var player is equal to null. What else? Just realized I should just be copying and pasting all of this. Okay, player.lastDirection, player.velocity. Let me see here, player.movement input. I think we'll keep most of this. For physics, let's throw in var velocity. So in 4.0, yeah, usually velocity is built into the character 2D, or yeah, the kinematic body 2D, and all you have to do in the physics process is run, move and slide. But in Godot 3, we have to do velocity. I'm gonna do velocity.y is equal to move and slide. And what we're gonna do here as well is include velocity in here. So yeah, usually you just have to do move and slide and call it a day. But yeah, we have to do velocity is equal to move and slide. But there are a bunch of different parameters that I have in my game specifically, and I don't know how to do this in Godot 4 actually, just yet. So we'll just write it in 3. So yeah, velocity. What the hell? Oh yeah, we do have velocity, but I also use motion. But yeah, move and slide with snap plus momentum plus our snap plus vector2.up, which is like our up direction. I don't remember what all of these values are, but I'm just gonna copy and paste it over. Okay. So we'll throw this in here. We'll get rid of motion and momentum. We'll just throw in velocity. Velocity. Snap. We don't have a snap value just yet. I'm going to for now, we'll say snap is equal to. We'll put it in physics var snap is equal to vector 2.0. Usually, actually, I don't really need snap in the game anymore, or at least at the moment, because we're using, we're not using like vertical platforms anymore. But maybe one day we'll get back to it. So snap is not too important. Yeah, we'll leave this the way it is. Okay. Previous state is idle. Current state is idle. State.enum is equal to enum. We don't actually have this just yet, I don't think. Let me see. Oh, yeah, we do. Okay. Player movement is ran in state.gd. Player.movement.x is greater than 0. It's equal to our player speed. Is that what we have set here? Let's see. Speed. We don't have a variable for speed just yet. So let's do. I don't know if I want to use speed though. Doesn't sound healthy. Yeah, so we could do. I mean, const speed, but let me see here. Can we not set this to? Oh, there we go. Okay. Yo, how's it going, Dragon Skull? Move and slide returns a vector. Move and slide returns. It does return a vector. In 3, but in 4, I believe it returns like a boolean, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Move and slide. Yeah, returns true if body collided with a wall. It's very strange what they did, like how they made it work now. Okay. Player. Let's see what else we got here. Let's work on our idle animations. So I'm just gonna throw everything from our old project into here. You know, here, let's just do that and then we'll fix all the bugs that occur. I'm gonna move. Jump. Jump is gonna be a little crazy. Fall. What else is there? We have slide. Let's grab slide. Dash. I don't think we wrote dash just yet in our player. Slide. Oh, we did. Okay. And neutral. Yeah, we didn't write neutral just yet. you wrote that 10 minutes ago? Yeah, I'm slow. Okay. So if player dot movement input dot okay. This should. I'm not sure if this is gonna work immediately. I'm sure something is gonna happen where we bug out. Dash input can dash. play animation. Animations won't work. So we didn't code for that. So let's just remove all of our animations. If you guys ever notice that I'm doing something that's different in 4.0, please let me know. I'm still going to be making the YouTube video on 4.0, so I'll probably figure it out on my own, but it would be nice to know ahead of time. Okay, physics process, velocity. So we need to grab our player input, so let's do that. Oops, player input. What else? We do need, oh wait, no, gravity. Let me see where gravity is ran. Let's add gravity. Pretty sure it's ran on our player. If not on floor, velocity.y, okay. Let's just run. So, yeah, gravity is ran velocity.y, gravity value times delta gravity value. I think we call it gravity val. Okay. Currently, gravity value is set to 0. We didn't calculate our velocity value, so let's just do that now. We'll call it calculate. I keep renaming this function. Calculate velocity velocities. So this is done here. Gravity val. Jump duration. We didn't create a jump duration. Let's do that. Const static jump. Point 3. Okay. Const speed. Eventually I want to rewrite this. I don't like using speed. Even though I'm pretty sure most people that use speed enjoy it. That's a drug joke. Here, let me look at how I do it on our actually the issue is that we're using motion that usually what I do is I set velocity plus equals some value. But yeah, I want it to be consistent with Godot 4. So let me think about this. Let me see. Is there a move to? Move toward? From float to float, and delta moves from by delta. So we can create like an acceleration value. Hey, right. I'll be right back. I have to use the bathroom. Move toward. Use a negative delta value to move away. You know, it's weird. 10 to 5. And our delta is -5. What the hell? Strange. 10 to 5 from 4 returns 6. I wonder if you... What's the difference? Like if you do a different delta, let's say from... Here, maybe we should just not use this if there's... technically a complication. We could also use a tween. Let me think about it. Actually, I don't think tweens are used in Godot 4, are they? Oh no, you can't use tweens. Never mind. Let me run this, see what it looks like. We also need a var type, so let's do that. What else? You seem to be quiet. He's focusing. Const player is const type is equal to player. Yeah, let's try throwing this entire game. I wonder if it's gonna make us crash. Okay, so there's no camera on our player either, so this is gonna be interesting. Invalid state states.idle. So oh my god. Here, let's get rid of sounds for now. Previous state is equal to states.idle. We didn't actually make any of these states, so let's go into our 4.0 version and copy this. You know, you'll see streams of people converting 4.0 to, I mean, 3.x, 3.5.x to 4.0, but you won't see anyone converting 4.0 to 3.x. That's something you only get on the practical NPC streams. Player.camera. Okay, so need to create a player camera reference at camera.player node. Okay, so let's do that. That's a little backwards, yeah. But you know, that's what you get on these streams. You get some wacky stuff going on. But it's only for now. Let's see. I guess it's in. Oh, we didn't create like an environment section, so let's do that. Environment. Say var camera is equal to null. We'll find more bugs for sure. Player node.connect UI canvas. What is this? Non-existent function connect on base. Oh, player node. Okay. Wait, what the hell? Other player. Here, I'll run this again. Whoops. Player. This is what? Our current world. Okay, player node is. Where do we set player node? I guess what we. Oh, right. In our player ready function, we need to make sure that we're setting level manager dot player node is equal to self. Okay, dude, there's so much to do, man. Dude, like, look at all of this. We're gonna have a fun month. Set velocity values, level manager dot player node is equal to self. Change state. Yeah, we'll ignore that. Ate a bowl of corn and peas for lunch. Nice. Level manager.player node.activate hitbox. Let's here. Before we do anything else, let us. I'm wondering maybe if I should make a new. Here, let's back this up. New player. Our game is gonna be broken for a long time. New player. State machine in the works. Corn and peas. I had corn and beans yesterday. Although, I think, I'm not sure, but I feel like corn and beans make my stomach, or beans specifically make my stomach hurt. And I looked it up. Apparently there's like this sugar in it that makes, it makes you gassy, and I think while you're eating it, it hurts. Level manager.player node.activate hitbox. So we don't, let me think about this. I will, let's call this player 14. We could also do this. We could actually say if player node dot, maybe like we could say that version is equal to, let's say 2 or 1. We'll just do this now, just in case I ever want to go back to our old player as a reference. We'll do that. So if player node dot version is equal to 1, identifier player node. What the hell? Oh, right. And we'll save our version here. So we'll say on player 14. Let's see, where should I put this? Map stuff. Spring, game stuff, camera. Where's like all of our important stuff? UI, tiles, timers, shaders. Just put it down here. What happened to the game project? It gets error. What are you talking? What game project? Okay, so this is our player. He doesn't move. He doesn't do anything because it is bugged. Let's see what's going on. We don't. Well, we didn't really do much. We don't. Well, we do have a physics process. Velocity.y is equal to a velocity snap dot y. We don't have gravity. We don't. Player.gravity. Okay, see what's going on in. Oh, wait a second. Did we do? Yeah, we did player. Velocity is equal to move and slide with snap. If not on ground. Oh, I don't think we actually created gravity yet. Gravity does not exist. But that doesn't explain why we're not moving yet. But let's see if gravity works. Nothing works yet. Movement. Okay, so if we go into our idle state, if player.move.x is greater than 0 or does not equal 0, we return the move state. So in the move state, we run player movement from our state here, which sets our player.velocity.x is equal to player.speed. And player.speed is equal to 70. So let's see. Oh, yeah, no wonder it's not going to work. We actually never run. Oh, wait, do we? Let's see. Yeah, we never actually run update on our player. So let's do change state. Literally the most important function we didn't include. So we'll say func change state. of our current state dot update of delta, and we just want to run. Here, let's just grab it from here. Okay. KD timer. All right, let's I guess, what is this? Coyote timer on our fall state. Yeah. One shot and 0.2. Let's make sure we connect this. The names are the same. Wait, what? On Coyote timer timeout. What the hell? On Coyote timer timeout. Weird. That's interesting that they do that. Maybe I made the timeout last time, or maybe I renamed it to timer. I don't know. Where did the exercise challenges go? I'm feeling lazy. That's where they went. They went into the trash. I'll add them again later. I just don't want to get distracted while I'm working. Like, I really want to work on this. I think I missed something. What did I miss? Get next to wall. Okay. Should I handle? Yeah, you know, I might as well handle every single edge case. Get next to wall. Let's start doing this. So we added the raycasts. Now we have to add every single direction. So let's get. Fortunately, the raycasts for this are all the same, so it's not going to be too hard. 0, 50, or sorry, not 50. What was the values that we used? I think we used 24, I want to say. No, that's way too much. 12? I think 12 is what we used. Let me double check. You know, I don't know why, but these raycasts look so much... Is our player, like, scaled up or something? No. So the raycast looks so weird here. Oh. They're scaled up here. That's why they look weird. I wonder if that's giving us, like, mixed results. But yeah, they should look like that. Okay. But whatever. For now, let's just grab this value. This looks like it's what? Where's the ruler? Is this? Nope. Oh, right there. 2 pixels. Okay. Um, 8. There we go. How do I join the marathon? Can't find it on itch. Here, I'll send you the link. If you Google Marathon Jam 3, you'll find it, but... I'm surprised you can't find it, though. Here, let me see. If you go into dashboard, browse, or, yeah, gems, Control F Marathon. Marathon Jam 3, there you go. Okay. Let's throw this up here. We'll call this. Oh, I wonder. Yeah, right top. Call it. Right top. Bring this up here. And we're gonna need a middle one too, but I'm not gonna work on that just yet. These are both going to be -8. What else do we need? We need to add these as references. So let's grab that. I wonder. Nah, yeah, I'm going to throw this all into the player. Everything involving collision with the environment is going to be written in the player. Okay, in our ready function, we also need to grab a reference to all of them, or do we? Let's see. Oh no, we just do for raycast and raycast get children, force update, if colliding, okay, yep. Another thing that we want to make sure of is that it's not colliding with the player itself. So in our code here, for each of these, we'll say it's colliding with 2 and not 1. All right, so we solved that. There's probably going to be more bugs. Let's see. Okay. Immediately, if movement input.x is less than 0, we say last direction on kinematic body player 2D. Index last direction does not exist. So let's create that. This is on. We'll say this is. We'll just throw it into player input. Okay. What is next? Okay, there we go, finally. The movement state works. You know, I really like not having the player glow. It kind of looks cool. But we kind of need the player to glow, unless we... I'll figure it out. We'll see. Let's just finish the code here. Okay, so the jump button doesn't work just yet. Let's figure out why not. From the... Oh, let's also print out what state the player is in. So we're going to add another label here, or our first label. And this will just be the state. And we'll throw this in our physics process. Okay, move. If player.activate input, Return stateside jump. We should be jumping. Are we updating our current state? Do we have a current state? Current state, in physics process, change state to current state dot update. In our change state, current state is equal to this. Previous state dot exit, current state dot enter. In here, it's equal to our min jump velocity. Everything is calculated already. If activate jump, see. What the hell, man? Let's see. Switching to state. It does switch to the move into the idle for some reason. It seems like jump input is just not working. Let me see, what did I set these values to? In our player input. If input dot it, let's see, project settings, jump. Okay, jump input is true. So then in idle, if active, oh wait, activate jump. This is, you know, I think maybe I rewrote this and I didn't actually fix everything, unless, let's see, in our control, oh yeah, controller logic doesn't have anything printed in it yet. So let's go back here. Okay, sprite.scale. We'll leave it here for now, but I think what we want to do is actually maybe put it, I don't know where we're going to put it, but we'll leave it here for now, actually. Oh, wait, what? Gravity. Oh. Where's controller logic? There we go. Pre-jump window dot timer dot start. We didn't code for this yet, but actually let's add it now. So pre-jump window, let's make a new node here. Node 2D, we'll call it timers. Whoops. Pre-jump window timer. So yeah, we'll do it here. One shot, by default 0.2. Let's add a reference here. Unready var pre-jump window timer is equal to this. Run it again. seems like we don't fix these values at all, or our timer is just wrong. We don't do anything with our timer just yet, so let's make sure that gets updated. And I'm wondering maybe if I should add a script here and put it specifically in timers, because if we have a connection for every single timer, whatever, let's do it. Pre-jump window timer. Activate jump is false. Oh, I didn't realize you said you're making your dream game. Cool. Yo, oh, that's interesting. Either we're colliding through or we're not able to move. Like, I guess maybe our hitbox is colliding with us. Let me see. Project settings. Or, sorry, debug. Visible collision shapes. I guess, oh yeah, we are a little too tall. Okay. That is not a problem. Yeah, technically, our hairs shouldn't be considered here. So let's go here. Throw this. I don't know, like that. I don't know why, but our camera is still not calculating the bounds just yet. And it's because we're not actually colliding, or we don't have any code that's running with the hitboxes there. So it's gonna be a little annoying. I think we won't even see. Oh, we do. I think we're gonna have to figure out a better way to handle collision. Since we are refactoring a lot of this stuff, collision between the player and this hitbox needs to be done differently. Or like registering rooms, for the most part, needs to be written differently. Oh, so much to do, man. So much to do. Let me see. How are we handling so at the moment our player handles collisions with everything. So the player, like, the player hits a, let's say it hits a checkpoint, it runs, let's see, room switcher. Process room switcher? Node.process room. Okay, so yeah, we're running process room switcher, I believe. Which is like kind of crazy. Yeah, on room switcher, process room switcher. I mean, yes, but also maybe we're gonna want to say body.process room and then call it there. That way the player doesn't have to deal with all of this code. I mean, literally it's just one function, but I'd rather just have the player send this, tell it to run this function and then call it a day. And then have the room itself communicate. We'll see. It's gonna be a lot. I think for now we're gonna call it there. And tomorrow we'll polish. We'll set everything up for the next steps. No one's really streaming at the moment. No one that I believe is worthy of these 2 viewers. So we'll call it there. I'm kidding. There's only Irish John and Polymars, but they have so many viewers. I don't want to bother them with 2 viewers. Alright, so I'll call it there. Peace.